Hey Billy. I hope you forgive my lips this morning. I've not been up very long or anything and just jumped up here to see your video. And I'm doing direct upload, so hence the bad quality of it and everything. I wanted to respond to your video though, and I may contradict myself, but these are my thoughts nonetheless. From my own personal experience with people, especially even recently, I've had a person that I called a friend because, like your definition of it, we spent a lot of time together, been to each other's houses, talked on the phone, could ask each other, tell each other anything, and so on and so on. And needless to say, I was kind of burned. So, and then there's people, my church body, for example, been going there for 4 years total. 2-3 more years than that, off and on. And there's times, a lot of the time, that I don't feel like I'm really fitting in. I guess, like, everybody's just being polite or something. I don't know. And these are people that I see once a week, sometimes 2 times a week, and so on. So, many of us have at least 2 things in common. We're Christians and we've got, young kids. But yet, there's nothing else there. There's not any more connection there. But yet I have people that I've known online for at least 2, maybe 3 years, seen each other at our worst, seen each other at our best, talked about everything openly with one another, shared prayer requests, prayed with one another, prayed for one another, acted silly and goofy and childish in front of one another. And I feel closer to them than the ones that I see face to face. So I guess it's a matter of perspective for everyone. Some people are able to be themselves more in front of people face to face, and other people it's the opposite. They feel more comfortable, more able. Excuse my phone. You can see what my phone ring. So check and see who that is when I get done. But yeah, I get what you're saying though, Billy, and I've heard it a lot of times, and it makes a lot of sense. But again, I think it's a lot with people's perspective. I guess some people feel more comfortable on the computer, more able to be themselves on the computer, than they are able to do so face to face. And I admit, I have been to recently one of the gatherings, and even those that I didn't know before the gathering, I feel a little bit more of a connection because I met them face to face. But I kind of see it this way: the telephone, the internet, the chat rooms, Facebook, all of that is just as much a means of communication as sitting in front of one another, talking to one another. On YouTube, you get that same, maybe not the physical, like you can't necessarily touch each other, give each other a hug, and the other things that are really special to a friendship. But you can read each other's facial expressions and things like that when they're speaking and talking about things. You could see if they're about in tears, and things like that, if something's really bothering them, just as you would face to face. So I think we've come a long way in our means of communicating with one another, so that it doesn't have to be face to face. But I can see where a lot of people put more importance on, the person shouldn't be considered a friend until you've had communication away from just the computer alone. And it's myself why I put a lot on going to the YouTube gatherings, because there are people, like I said, that I've known for at least 2 years, over a year. I've seen them at the worst, I've seen them at their best, acted silly with them. We've shared personal things with one another, and getting an opportunity to meet them face to face. They left a message here it was. So you're going to be cracking up while you're listening to this one, because I can't edit. Alright, so anyways, as I was saying, because of all that, that's why I put so much stock into the YouTube meetings. Because then you get to meet those people that you've interacted that way with, and go to the next level, step it up a notch or whatever, and make it a real friendship, maybe even best friend. I call a lot of people my friend. A lot of people my friend. But I'm very funny about who I call my best friend. Now, to me, I don't have a best friend. I have tons of friends, but I don't have a best friend. A best friend to me is someone who loves you unconditionally, through the bad, the good. They're honest with you. They're sincere with you. I mean, they what you see is what you get. They're not trying to be something they're not, or without getting into what happened with my friend, or the person I called my friend for a while, and she was the one that I was face to face with. We went to each other's houses, we talked on the phone and everything. It appears that she wasn't always quite so honest. She even had me babysit, and unlike what she originally said, she wasn't always faithful about paying me. She still owes me money. And there's been some issues between her and my father-in-law, and there's been some doubt about her honesty, and because she knows that she doesn't feel welcome to come anymore to the house, which is of her own doing. I don't know. Like I said, I think it's a matter of perspective. And, there's people that online you could think you know, and then you get disappointed because they're not anything like they claim they were. But you can get the same thing if you've been spending time with someone for years, face to face, and find out that they weren't who you thought they were. They had secrets, or things like that. So there you have it. There's just some of my thoughts and my interruptions. So take care.